Hello and welcome. It's Friday. So it's a TGIF. It's TGIF. It's Friday. Don't know how long I'm going to be on for. Probably not that long today. We'll see if I can come on again later. And so I just wanted to touch base with everybody. I know we're going through this full moon, or we went through a full moon. Most of you might have been sleeping when the full moon happened at it was 12:57 Pacific Standard Time, so that'd be 1:57 Mountain Time. So I was certainly sleeping because I get up at lovely 5:30, 5 a.m. So, but I saw the moon at 5 this morning, and I opened up my front door because that's where I can see the moon fully because it shines right in. Beautiful, transformational energy. I could just feel that vibration, and inviting this energy in to release. So this is a very much a releasing, letting go energy on what's coming in and coming to the surface and what is going on. So for those who are just joining me, thank you. My name is Mary June Tracy, psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, coming to you with the 411 of the cosmic highway. So I come here in my little office, and my believe sign, which is usually cricket. So I'll come here, and which drives all my Virgo and all the Virgo energy type of people, or those with a lot of Taurus, and all the earth signs really can, um, if you have a lot of that in your chart, then that sign probably pisses you off, but I'm, sorry, yet not sorry. So here I am. Good morning. Oh, hello, Alexi. Being up since 4. Oh, yes. And it's so, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love, love, love. So, few things are up there. I still have my Black Friday sale on. I mean, Black Friday's next Friday. I got kind of confused with the weeks. So it looks like I'm blasting off. So that's still on. I have a full moon meditation on tonight with spiritual dance music. So we're going to be dancing. I got put a bunch of different songs together, and I just made a little playlist so we can just sort of move through the energies. You could join me, let me know, and I'll send you the link. So we have that going on. Asking for donations with that would be wonderful. But if you can't, that's fine. You're still more than welcome. This is huge adjustments. We got adjusting to do, just like my sign, I gotta get my finger over here, just like my sign. So we have some adjusting that has to happen, and coming in from out of bounds with Venus out of bounds. So Venus is out of bounds, and she answers, whoever's in her signs, like Libra and lovely Taurus, they answer to her, right? So if there's activity going on, and if they're not co-ruler, or they, even though the moon is exalted, it has that energy of this is, I got to answer to the person who owns the house. Is this okay? Is that okay? This is what I'm doing. Well, she's out of bounds, and she's in Capricorn, so she's adjusting. There's an adjustment that has to be made, so we're adjusting. And this is coming, we're going back to of May of 2020. So in April, May of 2020, there was the new moon, and it was at 27 degrees. So we had this new moon, and that's when everything was coming down about lockdowns and everything else. Then we had an opening square in February of 2021. That's when they started talking about the elixir. This is sort of this is the full moon coming in. So it's a culmination of everything that's been going on since then. And I'm taking a world view, right? And then we have the closing, which is next August of 2022. So there's some real gnarly stuff that's going to be happening between now and then, that's related to the eclipse, that's related to a lot of this energy that it's hitting. Now, this moon hit the midheaven. So the midheaven of some countries, and the midheaven is how a country's run. So this midheaven, this moon, hit the midheavens of Switzerland, Israel, China. Did I name them all? I didn't write it down. I looked at it and I didn't write it down. There's one more. So it hit the midheavens. So it hit where how that country is run. So this moon is like highlighting things on what they need to release and how they need to go forward. It is how they, the midheaven, when you look at the midheaven, has to do of your, some call it the dharma, some call it your career, on what you are doing, paid or unpaid. So here we come in with this energy, and we've heard stuff come in from China, like weird things coming in from China. Some is saying that they're telling their people to buy and stock up because of lack of food. So sign up or stock up on basics, but don't. And of course, there was a mad rush for people going into stores to stock up. There's also where some leak came out of China, where something to do with the virus and with the elixir, on how they were kind of in cahoots with things. Or anyways, there's stuff like that coming out. So information that comes out. The biggest thing that I think that, one of the big things that have come out is the thing with one of the pharmaceutical companies who are saying they're not going to release any of the information about the elixir for till 2075 or something like that. What the fuck? If that doesn't wake people up, I don't know what will, because that is really showing you that, whoa, what is going on here, right? And this is what these are the documents that they supposedly used so that they can make this for emergency use. So, but they're not going to release it all at once. It's going to be in segments. So this is going to be, by that time, I'll be reincarnated into another lifetime or onto another planet. Who knows? In 50 years from now, because I'd be what, 100 and I'd be over 100. I'd be over 100. I'd be over 100 years old. So, so you never know. I might be a talking head. That would be scary. It's just saying that would be scary. So we have that's going on. So information, as I say, is coming in. This moon was on Algol, and Algol has to do with releasing of fears. It was also with Medusa. Medusa, off with her head. And now you got to think of what happened to Medusa. Like, if you go into the mythology of Medusa, she was raped by Poseidon in the temple, right? So she was just, and then she was accused of being the seductress, and she wasn't. It was she didn't, and then so she was cursed with being Medusa, right? Anybody who looks at her will be turned to stone. So there is this raping or being accused of ill will of something maybe you haven't done. So that is the other part of with this moon. So there's a lot of adjusting. There's a lot that's coming up with this, and with that brings in transformation and change. There's some weird things that are going on that I think can happen between now at the end of the year, but this hit Biden's son, and it's in his 12th house. This is there's a lot there that, with his solar return and this full moon eclipse on his solar return. So this, there's some really weird things that can happen with that. And usually eclipses were always, when they hit your, when they hit your sun, lunar or solar eclipse, when a lunar hits your sun, it usually, when it pushing energy in for your full year of what's going to be unfolding for you for that year. And it's usually a lot of releasing, a lot of stuff coming out. And so there could be something happening with Biden, because I still, as I've always said, there's something weird going on in there on, is he really? And things going on with the VP. So I just feel like there could be some kind of switch, some kind of weirdness that could happen out of the blue so suddenly that whoever comes in is a person who's not elected. Now, I've stated that before. There's just something weird going on there. And there's something weird going on with the queen, because there's a picture of her that came out the other day, and she has purple hands. Having purple hands is a sign of some kind of heart issue, artery problems. So circulation problems, oxygenation. So we have that's going on too. Now, why would that concern you? Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you want to go back and like, oh fuck it, I'm going to go live my life, which is beautiful. But it has to do with world order change coming, and what that looks like and what that means. So that's on a global sense, because it's at 27 degrees. It's a global, it's out there, it's the collective, right? Now, for us as an individual, this is like, okay, there's all of this craziness that's happening, but where are my steps? Where do I really want to start focusing and putting my energy in? And this is bringing in some new stuff. And this is also doing some releasing and becoming. And this moon, with all of this aspects and everything that's happening, there is the thing is with Scorpio. I've got to go back to Scorpio. The thing is with Scorpio, things that happen in Scorpio are hysterical, historical, and it's deep, and it's psychological stuff. So historical stuff, when it comes to releasing, is psychological things of what you have learned your behavior, parents, mom, dad, religion. Maybe you were in an occult. Maybe you were, things that happened to you of how you perceive the world around you. So there's all of these underlying issues rising up and coming through them, and releasing, letting go, shift and change. And Vesta is going over the south node. It's what do you want to carry with you with the light? So what do you want to carry with you? What is that light? What do you want to illuminate with this energy? And coming into a new place, because the moon, as it goes void off course, it's going right into Gemini. And as it goes in Gemini, it's going to hit that north node of what do you want to illuminate, and what is your truth? What is your truth? And taking that and going forward. So this is a new place of being optimistic. This is about you taking those choices and coming into them. And it's all about home and hearth. How do you want to light your home? How do you want to light your hearth? It is big energy. This energy too, and it was funny because on the radio this morning, it's like, oh, this moon hasn't been like this for 600 years. So I'm hearing it on the news in the morning. I just laugh, because it's like, yeah, there's a lot of changes. This is us moving into a newness and this new energy, but it has to be built. There's layers that have to come in, and as I said before, this is coming in, some of it you may not see for 100 days. This 100 days is coming in. So what is it that to illuminate within the next 100 days? And what does that feel like? And what is that, what do you want to come into, and what do you want to start a moodle with? And this is, you want to bring in where you are separating into freedom, and we have been committed so much to something, and now your commitment's done. So you want to release that commitment so that you can start something new. What is that newness? And getting into that feeling for that newness to come into that alignment with your light. This is a huge rebuilding of connections. And this is, there is a lot there that I said before that has to do with the brain and the nervous system coming in. And this is, whenever Gemini and the nodes are in Gemini and Sagittarius, there's usually some kind of, it's every 19 years, it's some kind of pandemic that comes in. And now we're going into that Taurus Scorpio energy. And the Scorpio energy can be very when the nodes go in there at the end of January can be kind of getting, I got spy stuff coming into being monitored, watching, and all of, that dark side of what Scorpio can be. And then to rise up to the north and try and making something new with the, with that north node in Taurus. The other thing that I keep on feeling and seeing and is that things haven't really hit when it comes to the because I'm, Uranus, with that Uranus energy, things haven't really hit when it comes to like the depression and things like that. And I think that's going to be coming next year. And that's going to be part of the building and rebuilding and people coming forth in different forms in different communities. And see, the difference between this and the 30s is that we're in the age of Aquarius, like there's an Aquarius age of building community. And we weren't in that building of community. We were more in a church and state type of energy. So here we're coming into where we want to build a community, build new structures, new ways of connecting with one another, and putting that foundation down. And what that foundation looks like we're seeing it with our money's a big one. So money, I mean, because it's Taurus and Capricorn and Uranus is in Taurus, so a lot has to do with money, and Bitcoin is not going away. So I would, all those oldies, those, all of you either millennials or Gen X's or whatever, baby boomers, start learning about Bitcoin. So it's here to stay. So it's good to have some kind of idea of what it means and not be afraid of it. So don't be afraid of that change, because there's other things coming in with that, is coming in with healing and healers and new types of healers and new types of way that we are utilizing our energy and our frequency. So our frequency is coming in, and that could also be a new form of currency, frequency and currency coming in. So some kind of frequency and new currency coming in. How your frequency works could be how you enter your house. So your house recognizes your frequency in a very organic way. Sort of, it's just, I it's kind of sci-fi and stuff too, but I feel like there's something to do with frequency and how things relate to you, and how it that vibration comes in for you. So this is, very teachable energy. This is very um healing. There's a big healing energy that comes in with this. And with this healing and activation, there's a part that's completing things. I know I'm sort of all over the place with nodes changing, but there's some healing and activation that's coming in. And part of that, the nodes changing and stuff, I will be doing a end of year special on what's coming up for 2022. So I will be doing an end of year special for people if they want to join me. I haven't set up a date or anything like that. It will be in December. And I was thinking of doing it before Christmas and before Venus goes retrograde. So it would be before the 19th. So if people are interested in that, so we have that's coming in, and that's going to be open up, and I will be having no, they keep on saying tickets available. So tickets, I'll be selling tickets for that. This is bringing in, going back to this moon, is coming in and shifting in a cosmic level. So taking the emotions and feeling them so that you can move on. And you're going to see that things are shifting for people and things are ending. I mean, I'm seeing it really within my husband right now, and the things that are going on for him and work and stuff like that. Crazy. And that's the whole thing, is like here's, you put your energy into something and you think, okay, I have seniority or what have you. And it's like you haven't done anything wrong. You show up for everything that they ask for. But that's the whole thing. It's like you got to come into your frequency and what's best for you. At the end of the day, it's up to you and your frequency. And so much is trying to manipulate us into the old ways. Like it's like I'm thinking of like corporations in that in the 50s and that where you felt that you had such a dedication to this company. This company's like a family. This company is fabulous. They're going to be there for me, and here we have this the old is trying to still grab hold and saying, yeah, just take this one more thing, just take this one more thing. And even where parts that they're stating where you have to have three elixirs and everybody elixired in order to celebrate Thanksgiving in the States. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's like this old propaganda, this old state is trying to continue to keep control. Same here in Canada. Doesn't you can't you can't fly without having elixirs, and saying you can't go anywhere. It's just crazy, but there's this light that keeps streaming in, this frequency that just keeps coming in, that is saying keep focusing on over here, just keep on just making that, just keep on making that curve. We're going to be okay, because the harmonics are coming in, and I got, it's a 9, and that is endings and transformation. So it's there. Don't think that nothing crazy can happen in the last 6 weeks, because we're coming into holiday season. Because that can also be where people are like, "Oh, life is just fine. We're going back." There's still something that's crazy, because we still have Venus going retrograde, and we have that Uranus square with Saturn on the 24th. So crazy shit can happen in around there, and movement that can happen. But this is also where some of this movement, there is an awakening. But with anything, no restaurants or anywhere public if you haven't had the Kool-Aid. Yeah, no, you can't. Can't go out. Tomorrow's my husband's birthday. We can't go anywhere. He usually likes to go for Chinese food. I don't even think we can tell you the truth. Because of the way things have gone for us in the last week, it's crazy. It's crazy. So and just because things have been so tight for us in the last little while, and so we're just unable to do the things that we usually have done. And 2021 has been really a transformational, and just the way that things have gone with my husband's job, where it's put us into another tailspin. So we've had a lot of things that have happened again, and it's just like we're both sitting, we're like, what the fuck did we do? Like, I thought we were on the on the up and up, and everything's like taking tailspins. But it's part of life too. um it's putting that energy forward in what you want to do and where you want to go, and moving in that direction. Anyways, it's just, yeah. So at 66, my husband still has to go out and look for work. Pretty fucked up, right? Pretty fucked up. So that's where we're at. It has been a real whopper. It has, Lexi. It's been it's taken us through some crazy hoops, because there's other things that are coming in, and for both of us, and where he stands and what he wants to do. And it's some of the things he doesn't want to do, but he's 66 years old, and we're not millionaires. We can't sit back and say, no, we're not going to do that. And that's this is the harsh part of everything, is that they get the ones who it feels like you have no choice. But at the end of the day, what do you do when for some people are losing their will be losing their house, they're going to be losing their cars, they're going to be losing a lot because of all of this. And there's no recourse, there's nothing you can't I mean, to sue somebody to go back and I mean, that takes money too. So for those who can, definitely do. Don't think I know the light's going to win, but it's that process of going through all of it, right? And the process of having um to do it, and it just makes me sick. Man, I just got deja vu. That's weird. Just got deja vu. So that it just the whole thing makes me sick on having to or looking at conforming. I've never been a conformist. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And I think for my husband, that's a hard one for him, because he is in a company that's fine, but they're dicking him around. And he has his opinions on there. I won't state the opinions on why he's being dicked around, but he can say it. I can't. So he can say the reasons why. If I say it, I'll get into more trouble. But it's all that. Anyways, get off the subject, Mary. So take the emotions. You got to feel them. You got to sit in them, and sit in your emotions to understand them. So I'm hanging off because of all my years of allergies and my other beliefs. Oh yeah, definitely. And if you can see, this is the hard part. And I really, my heart goes out to many people out there. Um, when you have money, like I'm listening to, like Tim Pool. Tim Pool is a young guy. He's not married. He has no children. Um, all of the guys that are on that, none of them are married, and all of them are sitting on a good million plus. So their income is very good. They have they have coin. So it's easy when you don't have children. It's easy when you don't have those responsibilities. And this is where they're getting you. And the thing is, when you have a company that's coming out and saying, we're not going to tell you what's in what we're going to give you for another 50 years, like, fuck, really? And this is where more, as I say, as December, more crazy shit is going to come out in the next 6 weeks. And this is where, if you are fixed on something, you're going to become unfixed, or you're going to become where it's like, okay, this is where I'm going to go. And I hear so many, when they're talking, and I'm fully do not in on this elixir shit. And it's when when people can't go and watch their kids play ball, when you can't go, and you could drop your kid off at the hockey rink, but you can't go in the hockey rink, which I think, which is crazy, because there's crazy fucked up shit that happens with, anyways, past things, with hockey rinks, and any sporting event. If a parent can't go in, if you can't go in with your child to a sporting event, and to where that child is being coached, I don't know if you really want your child there, for one. So you can't, so they're holding these things ransom for you. When things are like that and they're holding everything ransom, it's it amazes me why people aren't aware, and they're hoping and praying everything is going to go back to normal. But what they're going to see is such atrocities that are going to come out through all of this over the next 10 years or and more, and they're going to say, what the fuck, why didn't, oh my god, I didn't know that, oh I didn't know that. There was a trial, and I can't remember, it was after World War II, and it was in this one trial, and they had this one German officer up on and he goes, well, I was just being told, I was just doing what I was told. Normal guy, normal everyday guy, just doing what I was being told. I'm just, I'm just doing, I was this is what I was told, this is what they gave me, this is the information, they gave me, and I went with it. It's amazing how compliance can bring in tyranny. And that's where this energy comes in with this full moon. That's where things come in, where people have to awaken and see. Do they not see the tyranny? Do they not see it? But they're so blinded because all we want to do is live our life. All we want to do is go on vacation. All we want to do is pay our rent. All we want to do is this and this and this. This is where all of this like scares the fuck out of me, because yeah, the frequency's there and I'm staying in my light, but you're seeing, it's like you're on top of the hill and you're looking down and you're seeing all of the crazy muck, and it's like, do you guys not see that you're going through a tar pit? Or do you not understand that there's this muck, this gunk that is holding you, that is tarring you? Yet you're just smiling and saying, "No, it's fine. Look it, I'm going we're going out for dinner. We're going to the movies. Life is great. We're all back to normal." What is normal about that? Interesting. It's those things when we say that, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to go with it. It's like watching, have you ever, well, I called the police, but I remember years ago, there was this one girl, and we were walking downtown in Penticton, and there's these little pathways between Main Street and to go to the back parking lot behind Main Street on the next street. And instead of walking all the way around, they had these little pathways. And we were walking, and then there's this girl in there, and she was like being molested, like beat up by these guys. And we stopped and we're like, what the fuck? And the guy, I don't know if he had a knife or something, said, keep on moving, like fuck off to us. And and said, one of my buddies was there, and he goes, I didn't know you had it in you, Mary. And I could just like, who, like, I just like, something came over me, and I said, who the fuck are you to be doing that? And I pushed him out of the way. Luckily, I had some other guys, a bunch of guys were with me, and grabbed her, and we took off. And she thanked us, and we got, she didn't want to press charges or anything or go to the police, and we got her home. But that's the whole thing, is like, are you going to walk by and ignore? And it may be very complacent. It may not be something that extreme, but that's where this is coming in. This light is coming in to show us that. But then again, when it comes to change and stuff, it doesn't happen. You don't get a big light. You don't get Jesus coming down from heaven. You don't get a great big CNN or CTV coming in and saying, "Hey, guess what? This has been a hoax." You don't get that. It's a bunch of little things that are showing up all over the place. That is the awakening. That is people understanding, oh, okay, no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, that's wrong. Or, this is no, we're not going to that place. It's when that complacency, and you're seeing it in Australia, very, very complacent, and just going with whatever the fucking government says. Now they want to be able to make a law that anytime they feel that there is a health crisis, they can lock down. And now the country's like, no, 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 no. That's no, that's wrong. Nobody should be underneath that. Nobody should be underneath those laws. Austria, like nobody should be underneath those laws. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. And that's where all of this is coming in to have us surface and get us to start to realize what are the changes you want, because these are all at major points in the world. And how do we do it? Got to stay in your power, got to stay in your light. And sometimes it's fucked up and sometimes it's hard. And you got to ho'oponopono and come into that beautiful, grab hold of the mana and grab hold of that beautiful energy and that chi and drink it and allow yourself to, yes, and take one step at a time and trust and have faith. And that's the hard part. Trust and have faith that all will be fine and that we can overcome all of this. So, as I say, this, more will be coming out with this moon in August of next year. So, we're in this ride for a while longer, for quite some time longer, actually, because there's more coming in. But there's something crazy that's going to happen with the government of the United States. They're coming into that Pluto return. Something crazy is going to come in. Something is going to be there, and I don't think it's going to be the nicest thing. And what's happening with Canada too, there's something on the back burner there that we're not seeing that's going to come in. The thing is that right now what's happening in BC is diverting whatever darkness they want it to do. BC's diverting that darkness because everything, all hands are on deck, because BC needs rescuing at this time because of all the floods in the lower mainland, and you can't get goods out. So medical supplies are being hindered right now for many places. So they can't get medical supplies. They can't get other things out, where they usually get it from. So cost, if you have to get it from Toronto or if you have to get it from East Coast, and how are they getting it? Where are they getting their supplies? Because the chain link is screwed. So there is diversions like this that happen that I keep on seeing that are light. They seem devastating and horrific and everything else, but it's diverting so that we can begin to say, okay, there is some crazy fucked up shit coming in. Let us stand into our light. Let us stand into our power. So out of something negative comes something positive. Out of something positive comes something negative. That's the cycle, right? As the 10, the wheel of fortune. What is up is down, what is down is up. So know that the light is trying to work, but it's trying to get us to see things in new ways, see things in a new light, and hopefully we can wake up and we can see it and say, okay, this is kind of fucked up. This isn't right. And we're going to make a stand to make the changes happen. And it's there. It's there, baby. But of course, it's always a small number, and it happens with you and me. It doesn't happen through government policy. It happens through you and me standing together, doing our prayers, doing our meditation, standing in our light, and being in that glory. So have a blessed one, everybody. And really take some time to see what you need to release. Releasing, letting go, shifting, and changing. That's where we're at. We're doing the shifting and we're doing the changing. So if you're wanting to join me tonight, we're going to dance. We're going to celebrate. We're going to connect. And if would love to have you join me tonight. And it's going to be on Zoom, and it will not be recorded. So have a great one, everyone. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Have a blessed day, and be kind. Be kind. Bye-bye.